passing them off, and then you stay in your grid, right? You're not running with the man, so you're not coming from here to here. You're simply passing them off, right? So let's communicate. If a guy is in, Charlie, this happened to you a bunch of times. A guy caught the ball right here, in between here, and ran by you. As long as there's one guy in your grid, you're playing him man-to-man, right? Say a midfielder on the other team drops behind the midfield line, this being the midfield line here, you are dropping and not letting him get behind you, right? Everything's staying in front of us.
Is that guy filming?
Yeah, so say ball's here, right? So P is for the ball, and this guy runs. This midfielder is going to drop, and this guy's got to fill, and this guy's got to fill. Right? So we're all just shifting to the ball side. Right? Is that pretty simple there? If a guy's in your grade, you got it. So as long as we turn the ball over, you get to one of these 6 spots. Okay. Attack's going to be low, midfield's going to be high.
Something else.
Yeah. So if this is box side, right, your responsibility as an offensive midfielder is to pick up a grid first. If you're box side, you're coming, but we got to make sure these 2 spots are filled.
Does everyone know what box side means?
Yeah.
Troy and John. Box side is the box that we sub in and out of, so where the players are, coaches are.
Our subs are going to be here, right? So Troy and John, when we turn over the ball, right, we're going to have 6 short 6 on the field. When we turn over the ball, we want to get one midfielder off for a long ball. Okay? So you guys are both going to play midfield. So that's going to mean an LSM is a long stick midfielder, it stands for. So we always want to have one of those on the field when we're in a defensive possession. So we'll figure that out, and you guys will see on the field. I just want to make sure this is clear, because this is what we're going to be doing ride-wise. Right? Cool. Denver's a drop ride until we need to change it. That's what it's going to be.
Does anyone have any questions? Speak now.
This is meant, though, honestly, this is meant for you guys to hit somebody. Because, let's roll that up
People are
again.
coming across your zone, you're passing them off to the person who's ahead of you. You know, like, you should catch them off by saying to your teammate, I'm transferring you that player, and he's coming at your teammate at that point.
8th grade lacrosse, what do teams mostly do? They have one good defenseman and one good midfielder that wants to run the ball up the field, right? We've seen this last year. One kid would run the ball up the field. So if this guy is going to the sideline, right, our attackman is just staying on his hip, you are crushing him as a midfielder, right? We're not sliding upfield, but as soon as he gets in your zone, I mean, you are crushing him. And everybody else is shifting over.
Exactly. So that back guy, the back midi, is his help, because technically that midi is sliding upfield off his man. You know, there's probably going to be somebody there too, so you have to slide in and help, or else it's going to be...
You good over there?
What?
Let's focus in a little bit, right?
What if there's 2 guys in your zone?
If there's 2 guys in your zone, that's a great point. Here's where the shift comes in. So if there's 2 midfielders over here, offensive midfielder, I got 2 guys in my zone, right? We're talking to each other. This guy's helping out. Even if he has a midfielder offense, there can only be 3 of them, right? So this guy is really important that he just keeps sinking in. If you have nobody on your side of the field, you're helping in.
Exactly. That last guy has no obligation at that point. The first 2 guys have everyone in front of him, so that back guy is just a safety, and he's not letting anybody go by.
So, Ryan, what happens if this offensive midfielder sprints down and goes towards our side of the field?
That midfielder all the way to the left needs to drop.
All the way needs to drop. This guy now needs to come over and pick up this zone, and this guy now fills into the middle of the field. What we realistically want is for them to have to throw the ball from this side of the field to this side of the field.
Yep.
Right? We'll let that pass happen. Because nine times out of 10, they're going to throw the ball away. Right? So if a D pole has it, so this is a D pole on the other team, he's moving over. Right, John Luca, we talked about you helping out here. So you're moving over, and you're moving into the midfield. So all that's open is this defenseman on the other side of the field. As soon as this ball gets thrown, you're back, and you're back. I know it looks like a colossal mess, but we all get how that movement works. Ball side of the field. We leave the other side.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just a big shift. If here's the goal, they move the ball here. Everybody's just kind of shifting over. But so Good question. I know the college ones. 20 to get it over.
What did you guys play last year?
30.
I think it's 10 to get it over, or 20 to get it over, 10 to get it in.
20 to get it.
So you still have to touch this? Yeah.
We're really gonna go for more of a turnover type scenario. That long pass. I mean, as soon as they throw that long pass,
Or
you'll
even
get
a stalling, they should not have an open pass, guys. You guys are all athletic, like, you should be able to get in front of the guy who's on the field. You know, they have no advantage. Having their goalie should not be an advantage.
The only way this gets beat, really, and where we're gonna start to find problems, is if they do start to send people deep, right? Because then our midfielders gotta drop. As long as their team's on their side of the midfield line, we should really be getting a lot of double teams on the ball, right? And we'll walk through this in practice how it's gonna work.
Great.
So let's
Oh yeah, I had a question. So what if they stack like one of the attack boxes with a goal?
say that again.
Like what if one of the attackmen has to like do a 2v1 versus the goalie?
Then you just do
Like
it
the
to
goal
one
is
right
right
here.
Yeah.
So same thing, right? They have one more person with the goalie, is what you're saying,
Yeah.
right? So the attack, so D, goalie, D. Even if they don't set up like this, and we only have 3 attackmen, all we're doing is shifting ball side. Right, so who are we gonna leave open if he has the ball? I'll just make him throw that overpass, right? It's the worst pass to be made. A deep hole to a deep hole all the way over the field, we'll let that happen every time.
Yep.
It's easy to shift.
Yep,
So-
exactly. It's easy to shift for you guys to just slide over.
Denver drop right, right? As soon as we turn the ball over or a shot happens, we're going Denver.
And let's try to call that, let's try to reinforce that every time we ride, Denver, like, let's get it, you know, so it's second nature, so everyone's going to their spot right away, like, we don't wanna lose a second or two. So everyone gets your spot, cover your area, and then we should have nothing to worry about. Get yourself a second or two to like regroup yourself, and then ride the ball. Guys, we should honestly let them know goal, like.
We should also let him know Norman. High expectations. You wanna go defense first?
Yeah, you can go off first. What about clearing? You wanna show clearing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it might as well do that.
I know
Because there's 2 kids that aren't here. And none of you idiots are covering those. Not even.
Alright, yeah, we'll figure it out. Some call. Alright, so clearing, the only thing I'm big about on the clear is one midfielder really going back to the ball and trying to get it right away. So as soon as Landon makes a save, so Landon, as soon as Lando makes a save, and I'm serious here, I want you being active. You make a save, whoever got beat or whoever's guy shot the ball is your first look, right? Because if he gets beat from up top and he shoots on the run and you save it, your first look has to be up and out. All right, let's try not to do settled clears. So if you get the ball, look up because we're getting it out.
Yeah, so let's make it a rule. The person whose guy shot, you
Yeah.
break up the field instantly. As soon as your guy shoots, don't even worry about getting back. Just go, turn up the field and look for that pass. Get ready to catch it. Like,
And we'll go over that. The only thing I do want to see though is one midfielder, you know, preferably a veteran, coming back here and trying to get the ball from Landon immediately. As soon as you get this ball, you're turning upfield, and all you got to do is draw one slide from either this guy, or this guy, and just dump it over his head. Clearing's super simple unless you make it complicated. Right? We're trying to get up the field as fast as possible. And that's really the way we're going to play this year, is we're going to play as fast as possible. Teams are going to have to try to stick with us. Fast guys, Troy, John. You get the ball, we're heading up the field as fast as you can. All right? So we can go.
Something super important on the clear, right? If we're taking the ball up this side, opposite midi, you are always making sure to count that we have enough back.
Yeah.
making sure that we are not going offside, right? Same thing, if it's coming this side, this far midi, or whoever's the far guy on this side, you are always counting to make sure that we have enough back. We don't want to get a stupid
Can you
offside.
explain that more for you guys?
Yes, and even for the veteran guys, I know you guys are gonna mess this up, Charlie, and I know everyone who's just thinking quick all the time.
So new and old, right? We always have to, on the defensive side, right? We
Listen,
always have to
listen.
have our goalie. We always have to have 4 people on our defensive side. So typically it's our goalie and our 3 D guys. If one of our D guys wants to run the ball upfield, we have to replace him with one of our middies, or someone else has to fill in his spot. So we have to keep 4 back. On the offensive side, we just have to keep 3, our 3 attackmen.
Box side, we're gonna call bingo, right? So if Jake runs off the field here, right, and they don't pick up Jake, and we get a midi coming on, I'm gonna be screaming bingo, 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 straight to the box side. All right, so bingo is box side. If you don't understand something right now, don't worry, we're gonna go over all this in practice. Go ahead.
Do we have a call for our clear, or is we just setting up now?
No, just setting up our
Just
fair
setting up.
time. So we're looking for 3 things. First, the guy who shot the ball is man. He's breaking up the field. That's Landon's first look. Second look is to our
Safety, right here, dead middle.
guy in the middle, our strong ball carrier. Third look is bingo. And we're gonna yell that instantly. If we get a good sub, Landon, that's something we gotta look for. Even if the ball carrier gets it, who's a veteran, sometimes we might get a good sub in half, get an LSM off, get a midi on, and we can just pop it up to him. Easiest pass. That's what we're looking for.
And we talked about this a little bit on whatever our last practice was, but after a while, if this isn't open right away and it becomes more of a settled clear, right? Open up a little bit. Get this midfielder up to this side, and let's try and stack so we can make a mismatch, a numbers game on one side of the field.
And then if you have an attackman on you, right, where do you go? Let's see. Who might know this? Let's see, Lista. If you have an attackman covering you, you're a midfielder. On a clear. If we're clearing, you got an attackman on you, go ahead. Over the midline. Bring your attackman over the midline, right? Let's play that game a little bit. So if you have attackman on you, automatically you're going over the midfield line and we're trying to catch them off sides. Alright? The clear will be super easy when we go over it on the field. It looks a little hazy here. But let's just remember 3 things. Safety's this guy, strong ball carrier. Bingo's box side. And Landon, you're looking to whoever got beat, right, on the shot.
The sub will become more second nature once we start doing it. You know.
Yeah, Denver's drop ride. Bingo is clear. One more thing on the rides and clears, and then we're gonna wrap this up for that. If we lose, turn the ball over. Right? Say we turn the ball over here, whatever happens, they ride the shit out of us. Our call, Landon, is gonna be fire. Alright? It's a fire drill. Alright? Everybody just drop in. Let's sink into the hole, and this is on you. Alright? Let's sink into the hole, and then everybody's gotta find a man. It's your job to make sure everybody's got a man. Okay? Fire. We turn the ball over, fire, fire, fire. Everybody just drop into the hole, and then we'll pick up from there. Go ahead, Greg.
I have a question. So when Landon yells like fire or whatever, if you get on like not like necessarily your man, should you switch back or just play it? Like say there's like a play like that's
Let's play it, and then as the play develops, if they start to settle down, we can settle down ourselves.
okay.
But if we're gonna turn the ball over here, chances are when you turn the ball over to clear, they're gonna try to go to the net. So let's just drop in the hole, contain the house, and then we can kind of filter out who's covering him at that point.
Yeah, because Greg, typically like what you're asking about, right? If a fire happens and we have to crash in, each team is going to have a couple good players who are really going to dominate on their offensive side of the ball, right? We're going to want our best defenders on them. If we have to crash in and our best defender is no longer on their best offensive player, most likely that offensive player is going to try to dodge and score a goal, right?
Yeah.
So we're just going to slide quickly to him. We make sure that we're communicating a lot and just slide quickly. Let's get a deep pull on him or switch up the matchup or whatever we can.
Alright, let's figure out how we're gonna score some goals this year. Offense. I don't got names for the plays because I figured my names were gonna be kind of boring. I'll leave that up to the offense to make some names. But we really, I don't want to do much plays. I really don't want to say, hey, you got to go to this spot, you got to go to this spot. All right, I think we're good enough where we can kind of free flow. The only thing I want to have in place is like a template, where like, you know, let's just create spacing by everybody having a spot and some space. So that's going to be the biggest thing on our offense, is spacing. If you are on top of someone, you or him is either in the wrong spot, right? because that means two guys are covering one. We can't have that. So let's go over some spacing. Let's flip the goal around here. We're gonna go 3 up top, 1 on the crease, and 2 behind for right now. And that's gonna be the set that we hone into. So it's gonna be a 3. If this is the midfield line, and I'm really serious about this, if you're gonna dodge high. You're gonna start at like the 45 to the 50, and we're gonna get a running start on people. So we got 3 midfielders high. We have Costigan, as of right now, we're an attackman in the middle. Jack for right now, and Luca for right now. Tyler, this will be another spot for you to focus on. These 2 wing guys are the most important. Your midfielders, you're gonna work, right? We're playing fast. I don't know how many times I have to say that. We're playing fast. So when we're moving the ball around, it's both of these people's jobs. You're gonna V-cut. Every time you go to catch a pass, you V-cut. And you're gonna run and shorten this pass up. You're not throwing from the 45 to GLE. GLE is goal line extended right here, right? So let's shorten these passes up. So you catch it, you roll to the outside, you're coming. Simple, just talking about moving the ball here. Let's move to each other. Now, Ryan's here. We want Ryan to dodge, right? We're going to set it up for him. So now if he has the ball, I'm saying Ryan, get high, Ryan, get high. If he has the ball, he's coming down to catch a pass. He's throwing to this guy who's coming, and Ryan's getting high. So if you notice, we're kind of in like a straight diagonal line, and that's how it should look. You're catching the ball from the attackman, you're throwing it to the middle of the field. Middle of the field is catching it, throwing it to the higher guy. We should always be in that straight line. As soon as he dodges, so he's going to get high, he's going to dodge this alley. Now if he dodges this alley, attackman, you are going to stretch and stretch. We all see that movement? Right? So you're actually moving away from the ball. So as Ryan comes towards me, if I'm you on that attackman side, I'm backing up here, catching it and throwing. Right? So it's going to be a dodge, pass, pass, dodge, re-dodge. Okay? Always dodge, pass, pass, dodge. And we'll go over this on the field. But notice when we dodge, pass, pass, dodge, what side of the field do we start on? Right side? 2 passes, and all of a sudden we're attacking the left side. That's the point. Right? So if we got to think about it, we're the defense. We're all the way focused over here. All of a sudden, 2 passes happen. We're on the opposite side of the field. So now we're over here.
Like 2 minutes.
Yeah, Ryan dodged. He's here. We got a midfielder. You're pushing. You have all this space. Middle of the guy. You're getting out of the way. So you're stretching, and now you're pushing. All it is going to be dodge, pass, pass, dodge. It'll be easier to see on the field, but let's throw it up one more time. Attackman, midfielder, midfielder. All right, let's dodge from this side. Moving the ball around this way. He comes down to get the ball. He's moving over. He's getting real high. Look how much space you have. Right? We've worked on dodging a lot. If you have this much space, you're beating your guy. Okay? He stretches to X. He's stretching to that right low wing space, and he's looking to get kind of just far out to the sideline a little bit. Right? So it's going to be a dodge down the alley, kick it through X, pass, and then we're dodging here again. We have an attackman in the middle. Attackman here, you're kind of just going to C-cut. Right? So as he's dodging, you're kind of, if your guy slides, you're looking for an easy dump in the crease. Let's move if he dodges to the middle of the field now. Tag, midfield. If he dodges to the middle of the field, right, because I'm not going to tell you you have to dodge to your left hand. If you want to take it to your right hand, that's on you. You take it to your right hand, we're going to call out a sweep. All this guy's doing, he can either pick or he can shallow cut, which is literally just coming in and filling his spot. right? This midfield guy, and my one rule is you never stay higher than the dodger, right? So if he's dodging, he cannot run under this guy, right? Because what's your defenseman gonna do? Easy double, right? So move your ass, get in, get out, and shallow cut. So now the midfielder's here, full sweep, right? If you're dodging, you're coming all the way hard. Now what we're gonna do on this side, on a full sweep, is you're actually gonna pop out. Pop out, dodge, pass, pass. You can either pass this to the far wing, which is actually gonna end up being this attackman, who's gonna move his ass to get out. So dodge, pass, pass, dodge again. All we're gonna do. Yeah.
After that, are we in the 3-3?
After that, we're gonna have to find our balance back to 3 high, but that should be the easiest part, right? Because we see the template, right? Let's just make sure if you're not in one of those 6 spots, let's make sure we get there. Attackmen and midfielders, really not gonna be a difference. Like in my mind, if you're an attackman and you've got a good matchup and you end up here somehow, that's perfectly fine, right? We're all offensive players. Let's just keep in mind, if you're the high guy and we turn the ball over, we gotta make a couple of choices. We either gotta get to the box and get an LSM on, or you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to go play some defense. So that's fine. Let's just make sure we know each spot. But right now, that's all it is. 3 guys high, 1 guy in the crease, 2 guys behind. And we'll go over the movements outside.
Attack initiating.
Yeah. So that's a good point. Ice. Ice is going to be our ISO call. Anytime there's a shot, we're ISOing. Right? So shot, end line. Say shot out of bounds ends up over here. Let's get 2 attackmen, and you're going to be here. And then we're in an umbrella. Umbrella, umbrella. Look how much space you have. Whether you want to go left or you want to go right. That's why the 3 midfielders up high, I mean, this is an attackman's wet dream right here. Right, this guy's setting a pick. You can either go hard to your left or hard to your right. But we're on an ISO. You're going hard to the net. Right, we work on it in practice, there's a reason. You're going to score. As soon as there's a shot, you chase it, you pick up the ball, you're going to the goal. Right away. Yeah.
So for middies in this situation, ball's behind, right, and the attackmen are moving around. You're not just standing here, right? I love when middies can swap, right? So if the attackman is doing something and he comes this side, boom, these 2 swap off each other, he's cutting parts of the ball.
Yeah.
Or if you're coming around the cage, these 2 are swapping, he's coming down parts of the ball. Set picks for each other, move around, because a lot of the time, when the ball's behind, these defenders turn their heads and they just get completely lost. Or they're helping out, trying to protect this attackman who's also trying to get open, and you can find a good cutting lane, or even a step down lane. So be active and try to find a spot.
Let's see if I have anything else here. Oh yeah, just some things I wanted to go over. So, keeping it hot, that means the ball's in our stick 2 seconds max. If we're keeping the ball hot, we're moving to each other, you're catching one cradle and moving it. We're gonna really work it around. So that's keeping it hot. Spacing is key, right? If you're on top of each other, we're not gonna have much success. So let's make sure we're keeping our spacing here. If you're gonna bring, so you just have to keep in mind as an offensive player, wherever you move, you're bringing a defenseman, right? So let's make sure, one of my big things, right? Let's make sure, if he's coming to you, you're cutting under. And the only reason is, it's because it's an easy double if we don't move our feet. Marv, you ready to go defense here?
Yeah, we're just we'll see. Alright guys, defense-wise, let's just keep it simple. I know you guys know how to do a man defense, but we're gonna go over it because I see that middies have problems with. First of all, does everyone know what a 2-slide is?
Yeah.
Who knows? Raise your hand. If you don't, it's okay. I'm gonna explain to you. Let me know if you do not though. Deep ball still. Okay. So half of you do, half of you don't. It's kind of one of those things that gets left behind, but if we don't do it, we will lose every game. It's necessary for coverage. So how did you have it set up, Brad? 2.
Yeah, so I had to go down here.
Okay.
Just do it.
Jack, right? Midi here?
Yeah. And then just put a midfielder attacking.
I would understand.
Okay.
Hey, we're playing super aggressive on defense too here, right?
Okay, got it.
Like I said, we're playing fast both ends of the ball. I'm trying to run up. I'm an offensive guy, so we want the ball. Defensive wise, your job is to get the ball on the ground. The more times we get the ball on the ground, the more possessions we're gonna have on offense. So we're gonna eat up on defense, and we're gonna, when teams don't have guys that are that good at handling the ball, we are gonna absolutely eat them up. I don't give a shit if we're torturing them. Great, if you have it horrible as happened, you're gonna eat him up, and to the point where he wants to cry to his mommy all day long. And that's fine, we don't care. I don't care about their feelings.
Okay.
Alright? So we're gonna press out.
Yeah, guys, listen, you're athletic kids. Like I was saying earlier, it sounds like I'm joking about rides and stuff, but you're an athletic group of kids. You can run with these guys, and we can play good D. I know Jake, Grayson, Lauren, Petruzzi, they're Moss. Dude, I'm confident in these kids to strip people. Like I honestly have a lot of faith in you guys. I think you're gonna do really well this season. We're just gonna play out on their hands. Guys, kids get nervous. You get nervous with the ball. When defense comes out on you and they're on your hands, are you more likely to pick up the ball or catch the ball, or are you less likely? Chances are it's gonna go on the ground. So let's play aggressive and let's back each other up. So just to cover on one side, the ball's up here with this midi, right? We're in our defense. Everyone's on a man. Ball's up top. So this is our one side right here. This guy, this defender, is our one. He's the first. As soon as this guy gets beat right here, he's our first line of defense because we're sliding from the crease. What needs to happen is there has to be a two slide. So this attackman, who's this defender's guy, he can't be left unguarded. And in this scenario, this defender's right next to him because they have an attackman down low. But let's say they had two attackmen down here, right? And then one in the crease, just to make it easy, one in the crease. When this defender leaves, this attackman's gonna be wide open. This defender's not gonna be here anymore. So this defender.
Yeah, so pretty much what you want to do here is, if this guy has the ball, right?
Exactly.
Who's farthest away from this guy?
No, defense. So we're worrying about defense.
Yeah.
So this defender is the two. He's sloughing in, and it's always the furthest man away from the ball. Let's say the ball's top right. This defender's still going. The one side doesn't
Landon,
change.
who's the two here? Ball's top right.
If the ball's top right, then
Yeah.
it would be the one to my left.
At your left.
That guy.
So where should he be?
He should slide to the middle. Yeah.
But while this guy has the ball, this defenseman, Landon, he should have a stick on, right? Stick on crease.
So that's all it is. A stick on, but your head has to be on a swivel because your guy is still going to be out here. Your far guy is still there. He's not non-existent. He can still make a cut behind you. A lot of people forget that. And that two slide cut is the most dangerous because you don't think it's going to be there.
Yeah.
So everyone has to be on their toes and talking. Landon has to call out everything, and the defense has to be helping the middies. Middies, do you guys understand? Because you're going to be doing the same thing. Let's say the ball's down here. Let's say this attackman has the ball down here, and he's going. We're going to have our defenseman slide. He's the one. And then this midi up here is the two for the attackman. You understand? And then the midi up top on the other team is going to be open. So it's a two-way street.
So the communication starts with Landon, right? Ball's top right, who's hot? Ball's top right, who's hot? Gray, you're hot, right? I'm hot, I'm hot.
I'm hot.
There you go. Who's my two? Who's my two?
Right here.
That's the communication, right? Great, I'm your two, I'm your two. All right, you're hot, you're hot. Ball moves now. Ball's top left, who's hot? Right, it's gonna be a new hot guy and a new two. So every time that ball moves, who's hot? I'm hot, who's my two? I'm your two, Gray, I'm your two. And then we're set up.
Gotcha.
Ball moves again. Who's hot? Who's hot? I'm hot, who's my two? And it's just.
And it sounds repetitive, but it keeps everything flowing evenly. Like, if somebody forgets for a second, because you're all human, you forget for a second, like, you zone out something, somebody's like, yo, you're my two, wake up, like, you're my help. And then he can go confidently without, knowing that the guy on the crease isn't going to dump on Landon with nobody on him.
Yeah.
We just got to keep each other accountable. It's not that complicated. And we're going to work in maybe, if we can do this real easily and the middies can, buy in and the defense can buy in, and I see that you guys are crushing this defense, and making it easy, we'll throw in something interesting, you know, like to throw teams off.
Another thing about defensive communication that goes unnoticed, as an offensive player, my game was dodging, right? I beat anybody that was guarding me, right? One-on-one matchups, I dominated. The worst thing was when I was dodging, and all of a sudden I would hear, I'm hot, like a kid fucking just screaming, right? And I know, as soon as I beat that kid, the kid who's saying is hot, he's trying to take my head off. So let's be loud on defense, not only for ourselves, but we're going to intimidate some offensive by how loud we're being.
Yep. And it all starts with Landon. Not to beat a dead horse, but dude, you're the quarterback of the team. Like whether everyone wants that or not, you're the captain at the helm. So it starts with you and works its way down. Guys, I know we went over a lot of stuff.
One more thing, Mark, defensively.
Okay.
One more thing.
Okay.
Right, this is a normal offensive set. Hey, last thing, guys, so just focus up, one more minute. If this guy has the ball, as a defense, right, we're sloughed in on the backside, so this guy's getting in because he's the 2, right? This guy that's covering X is in. I just want adjacents to press out. So if you're adjacent to the ball carrier, you're already out playing defense. You're not really helping in anymore because you're adjacent. Right?
Does everyone know what the word adjacent means?
Next pass.
Adjacent, AJ, whatever. It
It's-
means right next to.
It's not even that we're gonna call out adjacent. It's just if you are adjacent,
Yeah.
you're out.
That's a rule of thumb. We're doing that from game 1, possession number 1. We're pressing out an adjacent
So
because
if
we
a
have the guys to do it.
If
So
a team thinks that they're just gonna pass the ball around in a circle,
they're wrong.
hell no.
No, they're wrong.
Nobody's gonna
And
be
you
allowed
guys-
to just pass the ball in a circle without there being hands on.
And you guys can play not wild, controlled, but aggressive because you're gonna have that help. You're gonna hear your teammate saying, "I got your one. I got your one." Like you're good to go. You're gonna have that help. You're gonna have support behind you to be able to confidently go. You're gonna get beat a few times until you get it, until you get your legs under you, until you get your technique right, and then, guys, it should be unstoppable.
So we're gonna do some 6-on-6 to end practice today, and it's gonna be slow. We're gonna walk through a lot of things, but by even next practice, we're gonna go live 6-on-6.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing this classroom stuff.
So we're never sliding from the crease, right? Only adjacent slides.
No, we
That's
are.
the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one. No, AJ presses out on her man.
Yeah, let's go.
Well-
with that.
AJ, there's no slide.
Right, so if they're in a 1-3-2, let's just go over.
We're not an AJ defense.
Exactly. We're not sliding adjacent, so you're not saying, "I got you right. I got you right." You're just the guy. If if the guy to your left has the ball, you're pressuring out on right to the point where he doesn't even want to make that pass. Doesn't matter. As soon as he passes the left, then you go back to creep.
Okay,
Like
that's what you meant.
What if
we're playing
there's
aggressive adjacent?
what if there's no attackman on the crease?
Yeah, if they go open set.
Then we're AJ.
Yeah, then we're sliding adjacent. It's our only option here. So if they go open set, and we have D here, who's the one here? If he dodges this way, if he's coming to you, you're sliding.
Middle.
Right? But who's farthest away from the ball still? Bottom left, so you're in the hole. Right? He's far away from the ball, so you're in the hole. Right? He's not far away, so he's kind of out,
Yeah,
but he's
he's to the
sloughing
left.
in.
Yeah.
He's left, right? But if they're moving the ball to the right, this guy's out already. Right? This guy's 2 away from the ball, so he's going to help in. If you're 2 away from the ball, you help in. Right? If you're 1 away from the ball, you're out. All the way out.
Yep.
So as soon as this ball moves to here, this guy's now out, flying out. But say this guy dodges, right? 1 slide, and you're taking an inside angle, so 1 slide, push them down the alley. Now, this guy's out, and the 2's gotta come from this guy helping. So if he beats this guy, which shouldn't happen, right? A slide, you're breaking down, taking body. If he beats this guy, it's just the next guy.
Exactly.
Adjacent, all the way around.
Yeah.
And just keep
But
them
back, far side is always helping. Okay. Colasino. This top guy's coming down. Okay? He has a defender on him. Our team is defending. This midi comes down. What is this guy doing? Who's this guy?
Talk about offensive, defensive.
No, defensive. Like,
Uh,
the defense we were just talking about. So look. Okay. A guy has the ball up here. Our defender's on him. He's dodging down here. This guy's the next defender. If he gets beat, if this defender gets beat, who's sliding to him?
There's nobody on crease.
Nobody on the crease.
The bottom defender.
Yeah,
Okay, so
adjacent.
this guy, the next guy to the right, exactly. It's just a big circle, left and right.
Whose job is that? To make sure that if there's no crease, whose job is it to call out there's no crease?
Everyone.
Everyone and Landon, right?
So then you'd say.
You are standing,
Exactly.
Landon, you're standing in the goal seeing the whole field, right? You don't have a man, you're seeing the whole field. So as soon as that crease guy vacates, we're adjacent, right? And we're straight out saying, until we call a name for it, we're adjacent, we're adjacent,
Yeah.
right? So it's still, we're adjacent, who's hot, right? Anytime somebody has the ball, who's hot?
We'll go through those transitions in practice so you guys know, so you're ready for it. We're not gonna leave you, hang you out to dry. Just practice one formation every time, so then, you get to a game and you have no idea what you're doing. But you guys have to think intuitively. We're not gonna hold your hand the whole time. We want you guys to be able to transition between defense and defense,
Yeah.
and offense and offense. That's what's gonna elevate your game, not just listening to us.
Wait, so who's the two side on the net?
On adjacent,
Yeah.
if they're open,
Really the next
No, it's
guy.
the
You
next
just
guy.
kind of pinch in.
it's really the next guy, and it's everybody else's job to help it.
Exactly. It's just the next guy to the right. What?
It's like, so say he's dodging from on top, it's the middle guy over there.
Yeah, so when they're I hear what you're saying, because I said adjacent's gonna get out, right? That's if you're 2 away from the ball. As soon as someone gets beat, you're not really 2 away from the ball because they're not moving the ball around anymore. Once they go to the goal, it's everybody's job on defense, just like it is everybody's job on offense to move. Everybody on defense has to help out. If your guy is over here and he's what I call fish, meaning he's just taking up dead water, you gotta help him.
Yeah.
Right? The duck, yeah, whatever you want to call him. A duck, a fish.
Also, like,
Let's just draw this real quick. Hey, dog.
All I wanted to do here by getting in the classroom is now we have a basis of what we're going to talk about outside. Right? Because if we had started this outside, you guys would have looked at me like 3 heads.
Is your defender on the attackman at X?
Here.
Are you playing that guy in X and in both defenses?
If he's adjacent.
I was just gonna
Right?
go over kind of what Tyler was asking about, right? So you're saying,
You don't want to play out on that guy if we're in a crease.
so if we're in,
And then you just have the 2 cover.
That's
Go ahead, sorry.
I just wanted to explain
We'll go over it.
the open adjacent thing again, right? So the ball's here. We're on defense. They're in an open set. He dodges this way. This guy gets beat, right? He's got to come up. Then what happens, right? This guy has to help over. This guy's gonna ultimately have to help over.
Yep.
This guy's gonna help down. This guy's gonna help down. This guy's gonna shift over. It's like a big circle.
Yep.
You're all rotated.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like some coaches put it as like everybody's on one big string. That
Exactly.
Exactly.
In an adjacent open defense, you're all working together.
Yep.
Okay, let me just draw up one more thing. And Gray, this is predominantly for you here. It still goes to our, if you're 1 away from the ball, right? So guy has it on the wing, just draw X's. They're in a 1-3-2 basic set. This guy has it, Gray. You're covering this guy, right? As soon as this ball moves from here to here, you're at it.
Yeah.
Right? As soon as it moves from here to you and move here to here, you're coming back in. Right? Because the ball's no longer moving in that direction. But as soon as this guy gets it, you're out pressuring him.
Okay.
I think that's what you're asking, Kev?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, let's get after it. Get after it. Let's have fun.